The approach to a historic city often offers a really compelling mixture of architectural and natural landscapes. In this video, I'll offer you a couple of compositional and exposure tips to help you combine the two for a great picture. Anytime you're out shooting wide-angle frames with your phone, you want to think about leading lines. Leading lines in your frame can be virtually anything, but here we've got this nice path leading up through our frame that gives us a real sense of kind of direction and place. It gives our audience something to look at in the frame that kind of takes them through the photo rather than being a much more kind of flat composition of just a city or just a tree. So in terms of framing, what we're looking to do here is get this path guiding us up through the middle of the frame, and we're going to use this tree over here on the left-hand side of our frame. We're going to kind of follow the rule of thirds so that we end up with a nice composition that feels kind of calm and centered. So if we take this frame here, and very simply all we're going to do in terms of framing is make sure that we have this path up through the middle of our frame to give our viewers' eyes something to do, somewhere to go towards. This really bright building over here, we're going to see if we can frame that out because it's really distracting. It's going to pull our camera's exposure all over the place. So the more we come over this way, we can start to block that out and we can make the most of this really beautiful architecture that we've got over here. We're going to line this tree up over towards the side of our frame, making sure we don't clip off any of the leaves on the left-hand side, and otherwise we're just going to balance our exposure out so that we get some nice greens in the foreground without burning too much of the highlights in the clouds. And once we're happy with that composition, once we think it looks neat, snap the frame. One thing that I like to look out for when I'm out shooting with my camera phone is really bright skies. The problem that you have is that your phone won't be able to expose for both at the same time, which generally means either a well-exposed sky and a really dark foreground, or vice versa. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find this frame of this really beautiful architecture that we have in front of us, and we're going to break it up with the branches of this tree in the foreground. With this frame, the problem that we have is the phone is exposing for the clouds and it's leaving me with a silhouetted foreground. So as we come round here, what we want to make sure is that we're not underexposing all of this architecture that we're actually trying to get an image of. So what we'll do is we're going to make a frame within a frame where we're going to block out a portion of this bright sky with the leaves of this tree in front of us. So as we come over, we can see that our foreground has lit up and we're getting some nice punchy greens in there. We also have a nice diffusion of that really bright sky behind. And so from here, we're going to line our spire up maybe about a third of the way across the frame. And from there, hit the button.